Welcome to the Reddit stories. r/Askreddit. Married people of Reddit, what's something you wish unmarried people knew? Being married shouldn't take away from having a good relationship with yourself. My wife's uncle officiated for us, as he has for other family members and friends. Before the ceremony he told us his theory of love and marriage. He said many, if not most people look at marriage as two becoming one, but that's not accurate, healthy, or stable over any length of time. He said it's not two becoming one, it's two becoming three. There's each of us as separate individuals, and then us together as its own creation. Each of those three needs love, and care and attention. I found it to be incredibly hopeful, helpful, healthy advice. It's okay to use two blankets. No one likes to wake up with cold ass cheeks, because your spouse stole the blanket. This was a game changer for us. We are both cold creatures, but we both also like our space in bed. We'll cuddle for a few minutes then separate to our respective sides of the bed to actually sleep. We each have our own duvet, and it works out perfectly. The wedding is just one day, and does not fix any issues. It goes back to the exact same relationship afterwards. And if you're lucky, that's a good thing. Yes, people always told me not to get married BC it changes your whole relationship. But it changed nothing for my husband and I just got some really good pics together and that's about it, lol. Compromise is not a sign of weakness. It is done out of respect for your spouse. Also, not everything requires compromise. Sometimes the answer is, you both do your own thing separately. Think about what the impact a decision has on you and your partner before going immediately into negotiations. Saying let me ask my wife doesn't mean I'm asking permission. We're a team, we make decisions together. Also, if it's about going to or doing something, I'm really forgetful and want to make sure we haven't already made plans. Oof. Yes, me talking to my husband about plans doesn't mean he's controlling or that I can't do what I want. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't forget we are doing something that night, and I'm also not about to commit him to plans without actually seeing if he's into them first. Marriage and long-term relationships in general are a lot less work if done with the right person. It seems obvious, but looking through a lot of these comments, I'm seeing disasters of relationships leading to the idea that marriage is a ton of work, or that fights and insults are just something to be expected, or that you have to have a plan for therapy and constant apologies and reconciliation. My wife and I have none of this in our marriage. We are compatible, we enjoy each other's company, respect each other's boundaries, and get along easily. It seems to me that the tricky part is finding the right person, so that you don't end up with the tricky part of averting divorce and disaster while married to the wrong person. I don't know that there are any magic bullets to that trick, but I can tell you that issues like sitting down with a marriage counselor or learning how to reconcile after a screaming match don't have to be part of navigating a marriage if you're not that incompatible to begin with. Common values matter way more than common interests. This is a really great way to say this. Just think of any interest you have, you attain that interest over time. You and your partner will each take on some of the other's interests over time, and some will stay your own, and you'll find others at the intersection of your interests neither of you might have tried alone. You don't have to argue or fight. You're different people and it's okay to not agree on everything. It would be weird if you did. I see a lot of people fighting because they are always trying to get the other person to come around to their point of view. Accept that you're different and have fun together. In addition to loving each other, you should like each other. Getting married is easy. Staying married is hard. Get help if things seem too hard. My wife and I both carried a lot of childhood trauma into our marriage. A counselor helped us both understand that and gave us tools to handle it. We would have divorced without the help. Yes. Also, your wedding is just the first day of your marriage. If some people put the same effort into their marriage as their wedding, we'd have a lot more happy couples. Spending time with my wife is neither a burden nor a chore. She was my best friend before we even started dating. Of course I enjoy hanging out with her. Dude, yes. I wouldn't have married my husband if I didn't enjoy spending time with him. WTF. Hate when my coworkers sit around shit talking their spouses and I'm just there like, cool, y'all sound toxic. I actually like my husband and look forward to chilling with him every day. It's okay for your relationship to look the way you want it to. Don't worry about stereotypes or society standards. If you enjoy separate hobbies, great. If you want to play video games together well into your 40s plus, go for it. As long as you're not being abusive towards one another, I really do think there's no right or wrong way to do marriage. It took me a few years to realize I didn't need to fit some wife mold due to the way I was raised, and I'm so much happier now that we live exactly the way we want to. Love is a choice. Once you choose to commit to your partner, choose to keep loving them. Choose to respond with love and compassion. Choose to put them first, and vice versa. There are definitely exceptions to this, like abuse and cheating. If you go into marriage with a self-centered focus and telling yourself you can leave if things get hard, then you will. Marriage isn't transactional, where if they don't meet your needs 100% then you should leave. Marriage really should be a partnership, where you are both trying your best and recognizing that what your best is will vary based on your circumstances. For the love of God, don't go crazy with how much you spend on the wedding day. It's one day and it's over in a flash. Try to keep costs down as much as you can. That money you saved can go towards a house or into savings for when you'll truly need it. Also, the whole don't go to bed mad thing is absolutely bullshit. Go to bed mad when you have both slept on it. You may see things in a different light and tensions have calmed. Happy wife, happy life is toxic to a marriage as well. You should be concerned with each other's happiness equally. It's a partnership. It's a heck of a lot of work, but not hard work. But you have to do it each and every day. Some people get tired of doing it every day. Some people never wanted to do it every day. Some people make one partner do it all. Sometimes it doesn't work. It only works so long as you wake up and do it every day. There are no days off. To clarify, what do I mean by the work? It goes beyond mere division of labor and assets, though that's important as well. It means division of emotional labor, of both parties being sure every day to be sensitive to each other, to do tasks without being told, to listen to one another, to work together to solve problems, help each other through acute and chronic illness. Over time, almost 9 years here, romance and passion does tend to fade. Sometimes it's just getting older. I definitely do not have the same sexual energy now that I did then. Husband too. It's not about replacing romance or passion, but making sure that you have a partner, a real steadfast companion who you can lean on, who makes life easier not harder, who makes life fun not boring, who makes us feel like we are not alone. Where a lot of folks trip puppies, that they look for that in partner, but then don't give the same in return. Marriage is about doing a lot of giving and taking, and that balance gets messed up a lot. This is a magic phrase, will you forgive me for? My husband and I commonly use it for if we get irritated and snap at each other, but it works for most things. It's an apology and an acknowledgement of what you did wrong all at once, and it's asking for forgiveness rather than expecting it with an I'm sorry. Partners are going to disagree, have bad days, all that. If you stop feeling like a team, those things add up and turn into me versus you. So try to assume the best. If your spouse does something really annoying, maybe it's because they weren't thinking, rather than maliciously trying to make your life harder. Give them the benefit of a doubt. Thank you.